you can see through it. So I just used a Krylon paint that said made for plastic. Spray painted it, and then I took the gold glitter blast and spray painted it again so it has a nice gold finish. Listen, they have a Mardi Gras parade in New Orleans today. Was it today or is it tomorrow? One of the days. So this fits. Y'all, I'm currently putting one zip tie in every hole on the board. I did grab some black zip ties tonight. That way you guys can actually see them on the board. So right now, I am just loading from the back, then I'll close all the zip ties. And I don't know if we're gonna have to use any of the spaces between the holes yet or not. We'll find out. So the other night after the Magnolia wreath, I reached out to Stacy and I said, hey Stacy, what are some petals that you completely hide all the cut edges on? So she showed me one, and we're gonna try it tonight. Because if we don't have to worry about the edges that fray, then we don't have to worry about any special cutting tools or anything like that, which is good. All right, last one. All right, it's kind of fun just like that. It's like a little porcupine. All right, so I also did a flat styrofoam disc. This one I hand painted with latex paint. Then when it was dry, then I spray painted it with the glitter blaster. I don't know for sure, but some spray paints will completely eat styrofoam. So be careful if you're using spray paints with styrofoam. That's why I did the latex paint on it first. Well, I do want to get the pipe cleaner glued on here early so that it has time to dry. All right, so I just took a little piece of foam. Gonna grab a pipe cleaner. Do I ever sleep? At least once a day. Add our hot glue. Yeah, I'll show you the back of the board. Get our foam over it. All right, now I'm gonna use my needle nose pliers to insert this little stem into the foam because I'm not interested in burning myself. All right, now I'm just gonna put this over to the side until we're ready to use it. The styrofoam center is from the Dollar Tree. So Mel went and grabbed a bunch of those when she was here. Back of the board, literally just a zip tie in every hole. All right, let's close all these. Y'all, some people do this off camera, but I have a rule. If I have to experience it, why would I want to hold you from that experience? Right? So I don't want you to think like, oh, it's just going to be a quick flower. If it takes me a couple minutes to zip tie all these, it's going to take you a couple minutes, right? All right, so you're going to want to tighten these until you hear the little click. If you don't hear the click, your zip tie is probably backwards. Hope my Saturday is awesome. So today we did just a little bit of family stuff. We did a crawfish, crab, shrimp boil at the house, swam a little bit. Watching from New Zealand. Hey, New Zealand. All right, so we've done almost half the board already because half the board is this outside step. You like the house and landscaping? Thank you. Yeah, a backward zip tie is no good. Y'all, the most petals are on the outside edge. So once you get around the outside, you're halfway through the whole thing. You got your order today? Awesome. All right, next row. Now, y'all, I've never done this petal before, so I don't know what the coverage is going to look like. Hopefully, we only need to do petals in the correct holes, but we'll see. You went cherry picking. That sounds like a lot of work. Y'all, whenever we went out to North Carolina, we saw these places that sold strawberries, but you had to like pick them yourself. Y'all, okay, listen. If I'm gonna pay you 3 times the price for my strawberries, and I gotta pick them, what the heck? I'm out, friends. All right. So we closed all our zip ties. This is the small board, so there are 36 zip ties on the board. We're gonna cut them into 10 by 10 squares. See how thin this mesh is? So because this mesh is so thin, that's why I wanted to spray paint the board just to see if it helps. Picking them is an experience. I'm good. That's like saying, come get some chicken. They're running around the yard. You got to wring their neck, pluck them, do all this stuff, and I'll charge you $20 a chicken. I'm out. And we'll just call it an experience. No, thank you. I'm out. All right. So we're gonna cut these at 10 inches. No special tool, just our rotary cutter. Because on this one, we are going to be able to hide our mesh. And listen, maybe if you have little kids, it might be fun. But listen, all this is too much to squat up and down. I'm out. Oh, listen, because we're talking about strawberries, how many of y'all are in the business coaching group? Y'all know Coach Marissa? Let me tell y'all what she does. First, let me know if you know Coach Marissa. Y'all, I'm also not counting, so we're just gonna cut a few and then we'll make a few, and if we have to cut some more, we will. Berna, I have lost over 20 pounds. I think last time I checked, it's like around 22. All right, so we've got our small board. We've got all of our zip ties on it. We have cut some of our 10-inch mesh into 10-inch pieces. So let's try out this fold that Stacy showed me. All right, so you take your 10-inch piece with the curl pieces popping up. Then you fold it corner to corner. Okay. Then you're gonna stretch it in the center. Then you're gonna fold this corner down here to that corner. And then you're gonna fold this corner down here. So now, whenever you're looking at your petal, there's no, let me scrunch it real quick. There's no cut edges showing, so it's never gonna fray. Who loves a petal that's never gonna fray? And we didn't have to do anything special to cut it. Like, that's my kind of life right there. Am I doing keto? I am not doing keto. All right, let's get our petal in here and zip tie it. It's like, I lost my, it's right here. Look. So, we'll make some and see how it goes. Okay, so back to Coach Marissa. Y'all, listen. She takes her strawberries and she dips them in sour cream and brown sugar. And it's actually really good. The first time I ever met her, she was actually hanging out with some of our friends in a hotel room, and they were eating baked potatoes with chili and those little sour cream strawberry things. And I was like, oh boy. I was scared of it at first, but it's okay. It's good. What's up, Connie? Perfect for a peacock wreath. Girl, we worry about Mardi Gras around here. Y'all, some of my little end pieces, though, are kind of long, so I am folding those back. I don't know if that's gonna... What am I eating? I'm eating everything that I would normally eat. Just no Cokes, honestly. So I am pinching it below the halfway point. Stretch it, hold it, fold it. That's right. I don't know if the stretch does anything, but Shu showed me to stretch it, so we're stretching it. All right, curl side up, corner to corner. Give it a nice little point. Fold over, tip to tip. And then fold it over, tip to tip. And then you can see where it's right here. And I'm going below that crease and giving it a good little pinch. What would happen if you don't pinch and pull? I don't know. Listen, I'm just following the instructions that were given to me. Why did we hear that? That's not on. Oh, because the video is frozen. There we go. Why was the last color different? They're not different. They're all the exact same color. So this one I didn't pull, and it doesn't look fun. Oh, you know why the color's different? Because we folded it one way one time, one way the other. There you go. How did I paint the board? I spray painted it with plastic Krylon Fusion. And then I spray painted it with Glitter Blaster. Where did the board come from? DecoExchange.com. Yeah, so if you want all your colors to be exactly the same, just make sure you fold it the same. Y'all, Parker's at the house hanging out with his parents. Do you have to keep the mesh pattern the same way? I'm not going to worry about it. Joanne sold her very first wreath today. Awesome. Are the boards taking the place of the wire ones altogether? Nope. We'll have wireframes back in stock next week until they sold out again, and then it'll be probably a couple more weeks before we get more in. I used a regular wreath frame last night. How many petals does this take to finish? Well, I hope that it's only going to take one petal for every zip tie. So that's 36. But if it does, sometimes you have to put one zip tie between the zip ties. Then it'll take more. Have you made a wreath rail from Hot Mesh Mom? I have. So I worked with her whenever she was inventing those. So I got one and got to play with one way before you guys ever met Hot Mesh Mom. Gloria, I don't think we had zip ties in stock anyway. They're on the way though. Something like 5,000 5,000 bags of 100 are on the way. So quite a few zip ties. You put a $40 price tag on your magnolia? Can I buy it and resell it? Because I sold mine for $90. You should definitely list them online. Connie, I think this is going to be really pretty when you do it with Christmas colors as well. So let me show you what I used. So after I spray painted it with a plastic fusion board, I came back with this Rust-Oleum glitter and sprayed over the gold paint. So I used Krylon Fusion to make sure it stuck to the plastic. Let that dry. Then I covered it with Rust-Oleum glitter. Why am I using the back of the board? Okay, this is a really good question. Tara, whenever you make your wreath and you send it to a customer, do you want another company's name to be what they see every day? Or do you want your own name on there so that when they're ready to reorder, they don't go to uniqueinthecreek.com, but they go to your website. What's the reason for painting the board? Well, I knew that this mesh was see-through, and I don't know how much of it you'll see after you decorate the board. It may be pointless. But whenever we made that magnolia, you could still see the edge of the board. Can you do this method on a wire wreath? I don't know why you couldn't. Looks like peacock colors to you? Well, purple, green, and gold are Mardi Gras colors. Debbie, I have a zip tie gun, and I think it's garbage. I don't like it. I'd rather just work it with my hand. Just a personal preference on it. But if it works for you, definitely use it. My board looks like a chocolate chip cookie. I would eat it if it was. I could use a chocolate chip cookie today. All right, y'all, luckily, the outside ring has the most zip ties on it. So we're already halfway done, even though we've only done the inside. I mean, we're halfway done, even though we've only done the outside. Right? So on the inside, there's 8 and 8 and 4. On the outside, there's 16. So we're already halfway done. Thankfully. Easier isn't always nicer, though. Paula, let's not start any trouble, friend. Debbie, you joined the shipping class, can't wait. Awesome. I'll be honest, I have not added anyone into the group today. I didn't do any business related stuff until I got here. All right, so let's start on our next layer. Am I on a weight loss program? No? Total 36, that's right. Hopefully that's all we need. Wish you could see more purple with the fold. If you wanted to see more purple, just fold it the other way. So see how the purple's heavy on this side? The way that we're folding it, we're just giving the gold the front side. Tuesday will be week number 8. This is the small flower board. I just spray painted it, y'all. Am I going to start carrying the decals, transference, and character board standards? Jane, I'll be honest with you. I actually have some printed on the way that I'm going to test out and just see if I like them. All right. For those of you OCD folks, this one will get you. We're hot. We did it backwards. Connie, you cheated on your diet today? Why? Connie, a cheat day is okay. Just don't throw in the towel and just pick up where you left off tomorrow. I could alternate rows, but that would require me to think about what I'm folding, and I'm just grabbing them and folding them. Jill, please listen to our conversation because I already said I wasn't going to fix it. Did I heat seal the edges? I did not. There's no reason to heat seal them because we're folding all the cut edges to the bottom. Right? So look at the petal. Everything that's cut is tucked away and gone. I am turning the bottom under because it's really long. And I just feel like if I leave it too long, it's going to interfere with what I have to do on the next row. And listen, I'm doing good to get them right without that. All right. So here, let me zoom out just a little bit and over. Right? So we have a 10 by 10 cut. We're going to fold it corner to corner. Then we're going to stretch out this piece. Don't ask me why. We're just doing it. It's what they told me to do. All right. Then we're going to take this corner and we're going to fold it to the corner. Then we're going to take the other corner and fold it to the corner. Then we're just going to scrunch up the bottom. Now, see how long this is? I just feel like with it being that long, when I put it in my zip tie, it's like going to cross over into the next row. I guess you could cut it off, but it's just as easy to just flip it underneath and insert it. Now, what I need to know, I know Connie's here, Stacy was here a while ago. Before I go any further with this, is this one of the ways that I have to put a zip tie in between? Because I don't know that it's going to cover. It might fall just right that it covers. Lori cuts the end off. Well, do I look like Lori? Y'all, why would you cut the extra off? You'd have to stop what you're doing, hold it, get your scissors, trim it, put your scissors back down, readjust your hands again, when you can just flip that shit underneath. Right? Look. You scrunch it, flip it underneath, and you're done. Like, if not, I would have had to, one, cut with my left hand, which I'd probably lose a finger. I'd have to pinch it over here, grab my scissors, cut it, switch it back around. No, we're just going to tuck. Thanks, Amy. Y'all, it's going to cover it. We're good. False alarm. Listen, but if you want to trim your tails, go for it. I don't care. I'm just not going to do it. Flat side facing up, it would just look like, it would basically just look like a regular petal. So you could totally do it like this. It would look like the sunflower petal. I'm not saying you can't cut the edges. I'm just saying I almost made a joke that would have been inappropriate. But we're not going to. Y'all, it's covering fine. Look, just fine. You ordered the cross and the mesh. So I made a cross the other night. It was fun. Brandy, we live, like, the warehouse is in the industrial park, so there's businesses that, there's like 2 towing companies. Yeah, Cynthia, I don't do that either, friend. I'm out. So there's 2 towing companies that run their businesses back here. So they literally drive trucks in and out of here all the freaking time. Uh-oh. We got another backwards pedal, y'all. I will also tell you that I don't think you had to spray the board on this pedal. Honestly. So far, well, maybe. There's a few places where I can see the board. Trying to see the design on my shirt. So a couple years ago, someone there was an issue in the community about the gay men in the community. So we came up with a couple of shirts that just represented everything that is us, right? Our dogs, our pride, and not letting anyone take that joy from you. So that's what's going on behind the shirt. Have I thought about another warehouse sale? Right now, we don't have the inventory to run a normal warehouse, much less a warehouse sale. Y'all, and honestly, to spray the board took literally less than 60 seconds. So it wasn't like a giant thing, and it didn't take a whole lot of cost to spray it. So y'all, this is my practice pedal. So let's give it a home on the wreath. You thought Parker was cruising up on a Harley? No. You can't even hear Parker's car. Parker right now has a Prius, and it's electric, so you don't even hear it at all. Now, I'll be honest, Tiffany, I am not the gay person that would put a pride wreath on their front door. It's just not me. What paint did I use? So first, you're going to want to make sure that you use a paint that sticks to plastic. So look for one in Home Depot or Walmart that has like plastic furniture on the can. That's the easiest way. I used Krylon Fusion. Because it works on plastic. And then on top of the Krylon, I used Rust-Oleum glitter spray. All right, let's get our 4 petals right in the center done. Dawn, it'll probably be a couple of years before international trade is back to what it should be. Unfortunately. Yeah, Tiffany, that's fun. It's just not my thing. Now, this might be where we have to figure out the shared holes. We'll see. I just don't like that name. I need y'all to rename that. Connie, Stacy. Where do I get my supplies from? DecoExchange.com. I just cut it with a rotary cutter. Because we're hiding all the edges, we don't have to worry about it fraying. Y'all, so I think we're gonna get away with not having to do that. I think just the 4 is gonna be fine. Although I did cut more mesh than I needed. Yeah, buddy holes is not much better. Y'all, on these right here in the center, I am kind of fluffing them out a little bit just to give them a little bit more coverage. Y'all, I think we are gonna have to go in there. Let's add the last one, but I don't know, there's kind of a big gap right here that I'm not a fan of. Community holes is probably not much better if I had to guess, but all right, so y'all look, I think we have to do the adjoining spots on this one just because I don't know, I think it needs it. So let's get, see guys, I didn't cut too many. I had 4 extra, and that's how many we're gonna add. All right, so we're just gonna connect the holes here so that we can get 4 more petals right in the center. Stacy, I have no idea what any of those words mean. The best friend hole? Yikes. I love that people are telling you that you can use starch to make your ribbon stiff, but I'm going to be the bearer of bad news and tell you that it's only going to last a little while, and then your bow's going to look like crap. So don't do it. You're wasting your time, and your customer is not going to love you for it. So as soon as it gets into a humid environment, gets wet, gets damp, it's going to be just like a rag bow, and it's going to start to be a little droopy. Let me zoom out so you can see. On the corner post, there and there, we have 2 rag bows, and you can see it's a little humid in this building when the AC isn't running, and look how the bow, these are all soft now. So I personally wouldn't waste my time doing that. I would just use the ribbon for another project. Y'all, this one, there we go. It's trying to make me cuss. All right, so we've got our 4 extra petals in the center. It's got that nice little curl. We're gonna fold it corner to corner. We're gonna pull out that pinch a little bit. Then we're gonna fold this corner to that one and this corner down. Pinch it so that all of the cut edges are down here in your little grasp, and no cut edges will show on your wreath. So I typically use 6-inch zip ties. I typically use whatever zip ties I have handy. These are 6-inch. The other day I used 8-inch. I used 5-inch the other day. Like literally just whatever I grab. If it zips, we're good. You made a pink burlap magnolia. I bet that was pretty. Why did I add the extra zip ties? If you look at the flower, you can see like it's kind of bald right there, and I'm not there for it. You use hairspray on yours. That's fun. So I'm just adding a petal in between those pieces to kind of cover that little gap. That's all. Linda, I've been on a flower marathon because every time I use a wreath frame on a Facebook Live, people get mad because they can't find them. Trying to make me lose my religion on Facebook. So I've just been using what people can get. Where do you all get the stars that you're sending? You just buy them. I just said connect the dots. That's all you're doing. What is the mesh color called? Mardi Gras? I don't know. It's a purple, green, and gold stripe. Look. Yeah, the Hobby Lobby grapevines, the Hobby Lobby wreath frames, though, will basically shred your fingers if you're not careful. I don't like to use them. Make sure you use the glitter spray outside. Well, I'll be honest, I didn't use the glitter spray outside. I got a giant box. It's probably 20 by 20 by 24 tall. And I just threw the boards in the bottom of the box and I just spray painted in there. That way it all stayed in the box. All right, here's our flower petals. Yeah, it looks much better in the center now. So now we can, I wish I would have grabbed multiple items. I wonder, y'all, I'm looking over there to see where my Mardi Gras totes are. So this is just a styrofoam circle from the Dollar Tree. Painted it, then spray paint it with the same green glitter. So you could use that in your center. Y'all, I'm just gonna leave that sitting right there for a second and I'm gonna go look right here real quick. Mine is the real quick, because, you know. So if you didn't want to use a flat circle, you could take a Mardi Gras ornament. Y'all, this is just a green Christmas ornament. We could take off that little extra piece there and glue that right down in the center if we wanted to. You could take a gold ornament, glue that right down in the center if you wanted to. Purple. Or you could take a styrofoam block like this, and you could take Mardi Gras beads, y'all, if you're from Louisiana, you've probably done a bead craft before after Mardi Gras, where you take them and you put them on the little art and you sit there and you glue all those in a little circle, right? Well, I guess you could even do it kind of loose if you wanted to. I would probably have to sit there and not do that. I would have to take it and then glue it in the spot, and then just like you would with the glitter rope or whatever else, and just keep going in a circle until you had it all outlined, glue it all down. That's way too much work for me. This took about 30 seconds, right on par with how much time I want to spend making the center. Just add our pipe cleaners through the 2 holes. Pull it down nice and tight. And twist it off. I personally would not put a fleur-de-lis in the center. I think it would look weird, just because you tried to make a flower. Now, where the fleur-de-lis might be pretty is on the wing board. Have you guys seen the wing boards? A fleur-de-lis might be cool right in the center of the wing board with the colors coming out the sides. Cut them into individual beads and glue them on. Listen, if I wasn't really willing to glue down the whole thing, definitely not gonna cut them up for sure. I probably have a mask. Let me go show y'all that I personally wouldn't do it, but you can. So I personally wouldn't use a little Mardi Gras mask in the center. That would be weird. Here is a smaller fleur-de-lis, which this one might be cool if it was put on top of this gold flower in the center. But it has that on the top, which if it wouldn't have that, might work. Right, I can see where this is cute. Which I do have some fleur-de-lis that are on a pick that wouldn't have the ornament topper, so that might be cute. Just like that. Just glue this right on top. I would not just use a giant fleur-de-lis. Just don't like it. I'm definitely not gonna cut a plastic ball in half. That's just not my style. And then here's a jester mask. Personally, not going to do that either. If I was going to do any of them, it would be the fleur-de-lis, but it would have to be one that doesn't have that weird nipple on the top. So, that's that, y'all. Let me find the top of the board. It's up here. Will I be getting more of this mesh? Not until probably November or December. I don't know. I've sold a lot of Mardi Gras stuff. I personally wouldn't do any of those things. Just me personally. But guess what? We're all creative, and you can do whatever you would like in your center. For sure. Now, y'all, this is a great way to do any 10-inch mesh. Look. We could have done it with the fabric mesh and made a patriotic flower. You could have alternated the two colors. You can use, so this is a poly, it's not poly burlap, it's like a fabric mesh. This would have worked. Any of them. All right, y'all. That's it for tonight. You guys have a awesome Sunday, and I'm sure I'll see you guys at some point tomorrow. Bye, y'all.